Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Adamski. I'm a special educator, and today I'll be walking through two types of assistive technology that can make a meaningful difference for students with hearing and visual impairments. As part of my role, I often participate in IEP meetings, and this presentation will reflect how I'd introduce and support AT recommendations in that setting. Here's what I'll be covering: the types of data we need to collect when considering AT for students with hearing and visual impairments, a proposed assistive technology for each population, the benefits of each tool, demonstration resources, and finally a reference list of sources that support this information. In an IEP meeting, before recommending assistive technology for a student with hearing loss, I would ensure we've gathered thorough data in three areas: the type of hearing loss, whether it's sensory neural, conductive, or mixed, because this affects what kind of auditory input the student is able to access. The degree of hearing loss. Students with mild to moderate hearing loss may need very different supports than students with severe to profound loss. And the age of onset. Knowing whether the hearing loss is congenital, adventitious, prelingual, or postlingual helps us determine how it's affected their speech, language development, and learning. As the educator at the table, it is my responsibility to make sure this data drives our decision making. When supporting a student with a visual impairment, we start with a functional vision assessment, and I would bring that data to the team. We're looking at whether the student can follow directions, respond through gestures or eye gaze, read and write, or requires special positioning or tools. These insights tell us whether standard classroom visuals are acceptable and help us identify if AT is necessary to reduce fatigue and increase engagement. I'd also want the team to consider results from several other assessments, like a learning media assessment. Is the student developing literacy skills at grade level? Would Braille or audio tools be more appropriate going forward? The student's cognitive ability. Can they respond to visual input, or are their scores affected by limited background knowledge or even giftedness? Academic achievement. Are they keeping up with their peers, or do they need alternate formats to access core content? The student's orientation and mobility skills, or how well do they navigate around their space? And social and daily living skills. Can they function independently across typical routines? All of these assessments give us a fuller picture so that way we can choose technology that truly meets their needs. Based on this kind of data, if we're supporting a student with moderate sensory neural hearing loss, I would recommend a loop system as a strong AT option. A loop system uses electromagnetic energy to transmit sound and consists of 4 parts: a sound source like a microphone or classroom speaker system, an amplifier, a thin wire loop around the room or under a carpet, and a receiver, which is usually built into the student's hearing aid or worn as a headset. In a classroom setting, this means the teacher could wear a microphone that connects wirelessly to the student's hearing device, reducing sound distortion and improving clarity. This AT has several practical benefits that I would point out to the IEP team. Many students already have telecoils in their hearing aids, so implementation is smooth. The system is portable and used in a variety of public spaces like airports, theaters, and places of worship. It is designed with universal design for learning in mind. It helps the student without changing the learning environment for others. Most importantly, it filters out background noise and focuses on the speaker, which is essential in a busy classroom. These features make the loop system an effective, scalable solution for many students with hearing loss. Here's a video demonstration from Hearing Tracker that shows how a telecoil works and how to activate it in a hearing aid. I often recommend this kind of resource to families and staff when rolling out the technology.
This means that if a hearing aid user is in church, for example, and there's a microphone at the altar, the voice of the person speaking is then sent to the user's hearing aids and doesn't have to travel the entire distance via sound waves to the hearing aid microphones. This would give you, the hearing aid user, the feeling that you're sat in the front row no matter where you're sat in the entire church. As a result, this reduces the level of environmental noise for the hearing aid user, making it easier to hear from a distance and also in background noise. There's also no limit to the number of hearing aid users that can connect to a loop system at once. And there's also no difficult pairing process needed to connect to it. Here is a really good example of the difference that a loop system can make in a public space. This first clip that I'll play to you now is a presenter talking at a distance in a noisy room.
Good morning, everyone. Today we're offering the following activities.
Now, the second sound file is the same presentation, however, using a loop system. You will note a huge reduction in terms of the background noise and a far more clear and distinct signal.
Good morning, everyone. Today we're offering the following activities.
It's really common to find them built into theatres, cinemas, banks, or lecture halls, and you can even find them built into the heads of landline telephones.
Now let's look at a tool for students with vision impairments. For a student who can't reliably read screen text, I would recommend a screen reader. These programs convert text to speech or braille output. The student can use keyboard commands or a braille display to control what's read aloud or to be notified when screen content changes. Some examples of screen readers include Braillety, Cake Talking, C-Desk, Compass, and Cobra. Screen readers support both students who are blind and those who have some vision but struggle to read text visually. Rather than straining or relying on magnification, students can instead focus on the content itself. From an instructional standpoint, screen readers also allow students to find text in a specific color, have highlighted text spoken aloud, or identify which item is currently selected in a menu. These tools give students a high level of independence, which is critical for confidence and long-term academic growth. This video from McKinsey & Company shows how a screen reader works in real time. It's a good introduction for educators, support staff, or families who want to better understand how students interact with digital content.
A screen reader is software that allows someone with low vision or someone who's blind to use their computer. It works only with keyboard commands or different keyboard shortcuts, and it reads the screen out loud based on those commands. Okay, so I've tabbed into the edit field and it'll read as I type.
RECITE space SSISETH space TACO. Recipe for fish taco.
Great, so I'll hit enter.
Enter. Page has 4 regions, 21 headings, and 65 links. About. Search results heading level 1.
Oh, well, that was good. It put me in an easy place.
Recipes heading level 2.
And it puts me in, there's a recipes heading.
Fish tacos recipe with best fish taco sauce. Visited heading level 3 link.
And it's reading the name of this link, which is for fish tacos with the apparently the best fish taco sauce. We'll hit enter on that. So now I'm on the recipe page. I'm going to use the H to jump to headings again.
Fish tacos recipe with best fish taco sauce. Heading level 1.
Okay, that must be the beginning of the recipe. Let's see what else is here.
Ingredients for fish tacos : heading level 2.
Oh, good, ingredients. Maybe I want to jump right to this part just to see what's in here and how good this looks.
We used tilapia, but you are welcome to use any white fish. Salmon or shrimp would be amazing as well.
What you may not know is that most screen reader users don't use it at this speed. So just for fun, I'll refresh the page and it will default to the speed that I usually use.
Recipe with best fish taco sauce. Heading level 1. List of 3 items. Rate this recipe 1 out of 5 stars button. Rate this recipe same page link. List of 2 items missing. Link number 30 minute meals. List of 8 items. 24 small white corn tortillas.
Sounds pretty good. It sounds like it's got a lot of the ingredients that I would want to use.
All of the information and tools I've discussed today are supported by research and reliable sources. These include academic material from exceptional students by Smiley, Richards, and Taylor, along with published resources from the National Institute on Deafness and Other Communication Disorders, a demonstration video from Hearing Tracker, the American Foundation for the Blind, and the demonstration video from McKinsey & Company. These references helped guide both the AT selection and the rationale behind their use in the classroom setting. Thank you for watching. I hope this presentation helped clarify the value and function of these assistive technologies and how we, as a team, can use data and insight to choose tools that support every student's access to learning.